Hey, Victoria. How you doing? Hello, hello. Glad to see you. Hey, Joyce, Joyce. Hello, hello. B-Town, B-Town. Glad to see ya. That's good, Victoria. Good, good, good. Hey, yes, Hutchison. All right. Let's see. Let me take this down. Okay. Here. Yvonne, how you doing? Mo's Kitchen, hello. Welcome, welcome. Give everybody a chance to get in. Happy New Year to everybody. It's been a long day. Yvette, hello. Been a long day. Yeah. Happy New Year. Long day. I'm tired now. Ooh. You know, when you get my age, it's bedtime now. Did you have a good holiday? Yeah, yeah. It was good. Yeah, I had a good Christmas and a good New Year. Hey, Sheila E., how you doing? Glad to see you. B Town, I'm glad to see you. Glad to see you. Maybe Love Blake will show up, but I'm glad you're here. Coach White, how you doing? Happy New Year to you. Between 9 and 10, you're in a coma. I know it. I'll be usually I'll be up in my bed, leaning all back, watching the TV over there up on the wall. TC, hey, what's up? But now sitting on this hard stool, trying to be professional. With my glasses on so I can see. I'm going to attempt to pronounce these uh, hard words. Mm. That's right. Thumbs up the video. Yeah. Hope y'all don't get too bored listening to these stories. And hopefully it's not too difficult. What is this switch? Yeah, this is the red one, TC. I went ahead and ordered you a red one, TC, since you seem to like the red one. I already ordered it for you. Is this one okay, TC? The red one. I used to stay up till next morning after partying and go to work. Not now. I know that's right. Yeah, I used to stay up on YouTube, watching YouTube all night long till the next day, till about 7 o'clock in the morning. It's not that interesting anymore. That is on that. Okay, TC. Okay. Hey, forever Lisa. Thank you for coming. Oster Skies. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Let me see what is 6:37. Okay. Teresa Miller. Hello, Teresa Miller. How you doing? I appreciate you coming. Hopefully you can take it. All right, y'all. Before I start, I just want to say thank you, Shelley, for thinking of me to include me in this green sector. I want to call everybody's name that came before me, but as y'all know, I'm a little bit older and may not can remember everybody's name. So let me see if I can do it. If I can't, y'all put the names in. I'll try and look in the chat. I know it was Shelley and then Vivian. Let's see who was next. May not call them in order. Yvette, for Belisa. Who else was it? Well, I can't. That's all I can remember. Oh, Joyce. Who else? Sheila E. Okay, I can't remember the rest of the people. Green sector, once again, I may be way behind. You ain't that old. Them arms sure ain't. No, the arms ain't old. The body ain't old, but the mind. Who's that? Victoria, the green sector. Shelley came up with it's a group of women. It's for women. But here she go, gonna make me. I tell you what, Shelley, come up and come on and explain it. And then I'll start mine. For the people that, oh, wait a minute. I messed up something. Hold up. Let me do this again. What did I do? Okay, let's see. Okay. What did I do? Okay, let me see. What did I do wrong? Oh, that is. Okay. Somebody. Okay. Okay. Grab the link, Shelley. So you can explain for the people that missed out, my people that came in that missed out on what the green sector is. I just dropped the link. I'm not much of a talker, so Shelly or Vivian or somebody else come up and oh, there she is. Okay.
Hey, D-Cop. Thank you for having me on.
Okay, Shelly.
I just started getting into my dinner, but okay. So the green sector today, it started off with myself, and then it went to Vivian. And basically, what we're doing is a marathon live. And since there's enough money to go around, we want the money and the subscribers to be shared out. So I went live for an hour, and right before I ended my live, Vivian went live, and then I shared her link in my chat. Vivian went live, and before her live came to an end, dear Yvette came live. And then when her live was almost up, Lisa came live. When Lisa was done, we went to Sheila E. Quiet Storm, or it might have been the other way. No, yeah, Sheila E. Quiet Storm. And then we went to Joyce, which is 5'9", beauty plus size. And then we came over here to we went to Brooks Place. Now we're at D Cobb's place. So we've been doing this since 1 o'clock, and it's 7 now. The main thing within the green sector is to keep everything green, which means your videos are in green so that they're monetized, so that you get your check on the 21st, so that you get sponsorships. We only share out positive content. We don't share out videos about beefing or with any names in the title, any type of drama. Only women can join the green sector. We will be inviting other people in. We do have to vet their content, make sure it's people that we actually support, because yes, you will get support, but you also have to give support. It's kind of like a win-win situation. So as we're going around and you're following the green sector, if you're interested in it, follow those people that we've talked about today. There are other people in the green sector who haven't gone live today because they have either, personal issues or health issues, which is Mo's Kitchen and Home. And then we also have BB Nice. They're also a part of the green sector. So it's also about standing in the gap for your fellow sister, fellow woman, and supporting. We do have meetings, which are private. We don't do drama. We don't do gossip. We do give tips on YouTube, and we also talk about content that we plan on doing. The next one that I do, you guys are going to hear it first right here today. We're actually going to do a 24-hour live stream, the same way we're doing it right now with Passing the Torch. But it's probably going to be over a month from now when we do this again, because it does take time. And it takes me a lot of time because I have to collaborate and talk to everybody. And then while I'm in one live, you guys might be talking to me and I don't even see you because I'm in another live posting links there, or I'm updating stuff on the wall. So I don't want to just do these and then we have it not together. I want everything to run smoothly. And the next time, we're either going to have 24 women who are going to go live, 1 hour a piece, or we might have 12 women who may be going live for 2 hours, and we're going to do it around the clock. And it's all about unity, sticking together, and then you also being rewarded for doing positive and good content. So that's basically in a nutshell what it's about. If you guys have any more questions, my assistant Vivian Jennings can help you out. She is so good. That's why Sis Wilson keeps her around. So I'm going to drop down and finish eating my dinner. And I was going to go live today just to kind of give a recap on today. But honestly, I don't think I will because I'm drained. After the last person is done, I'll probably do an update on my wall. And then I'll come live another time to update. And so unless they have any questions for me, I'm going to drop down.
Any question?
And anyone can join. I mean, it's not that people can't join just because you weren't asked at this point in time. We were trying to test it out to see if it was going to be beneficial, to see if your algorithm changes, to see if your analytics changes. So we will be bringing more people in, but it's just very time consuming for me to get everybody, all together. So just stay tuned for the next, the meeting or whatever, and then we'll just go from there. We don't support any negativity. That's another thing. Anybody who's being just causing drama, they get put out. If you're not participating, if you're not sharing videos or watching replays and stuff like that, then it's not that we're going to be beefing. It's just time for you to go your own direction and we go somewhere different. It's all about just moving forward.
See, Yolanda said, "Who is next?" Or Nicole reloaded.
Nicole is next. Nicole's trying to do a premiere, and it's taking a long time to load up. So it may be possible that she's not able to come on time or come on tonight, but we'll just keep an eye on it while you're going live, and I'll keep you guys posted in the chat.
Okay.
Ready. But what I will do tonight, once DCOP is done, I will put the full list of everybody who right now is actively in the green sector, and altogether it is 11 of us, including myself. So right now it's just 11 of us. Men can support us. We can collaborate with men. We can also support men. But as far as the green sector, this is strictly for women only. Period. We have to have a safe space and a place where we can talk and just be women without being judged, or men talking under our clothes and things of that nature. Okay, so I'll hop down and give you back your channel.
All right.
Thank you for having me up.
Thank you for coming up. TC say, I have some awesome sweatshirts. Yes, I do. I stand up. So if you're interested in some sweatshirts, I know it's cold, it's snoring in some places, in most places where you live. If you're interested, check out my merchandise. Okay, I'll get started. Just in case Nicole, my intentions is to read 3 stories. But we'll see. So I always start off by going over some of the. Before I forget, my stories come out of these books. They're called Torch. In the definition of torch is tales of remarkable courage and hope. The stories in here are 20 stories of women that have ovarian cancer. And let's see, let me get back to this. And you start out, Shelley. Oh, okay. I always start out by some of the notes that I have taken. Symptoms of ovarian cancer and bloating and swollen tummy pain, backache, irregular cycle, fatigue, feeling of fullness when eating, now I can't even pronounce the word, tuberculosis, painful intercourse, constipation, bloating, painful intercourse, constipation or diarrhea. Your mother is currently on hospice due to endometrial cancer. It's a hard road. God bless you. Okay, thank you. Yeah, yeah, it is. It's hard. Bloating. Oh my God. Yeah, bloating. Okay. Um, Constipation or diarrhea, indigestion, increased urination, lung issues, shortness of breath, chest pains because of fluid around your lungs, or pelvic pain. Okay. And there are tests, blood tests that you can take to find out if you have um, ovarian cancer. Okay. The test that you can take is CA 125. That's the name of the blood test. CA 125. Okay. The test you can take to see if you have breast cancer, it's called BRAC1. BRAC. BRAC1. They give you that test to see if you have breast cancer. The test that they give to you to find out if you have the gene for breast cancer is BRAC2. BRAC2. Okay. This sounds like IBS and IBD. I have that. It comes with all this too. Yeah, that's why a lot of women uh, are misdiagnosed. Um, they're misdiagnosed, and normally when they are diagnosed, they are diagnosed at stage 4. A lot of the times. Yes, Decop, your crew support you, my fellow blue. Oh, blue. Thank you, Yvette. Found early enough. Only 20%. That's right. Right. Whole lot of women are misdiagnosed, uh, and then when they are diagnosed, they're usually stage 4. Okay. There are tests that the doctor, when you go to the doctor and they send you for a test, these are the tests that they may send you for: a ultrasound, a CT scan, a sonogram, a PET scan, a transvaginal ultrasound, or they may send you for all 3 of these together: a pelvic exam, a CA 125, a transvaginal ultrasound. This is crazy. I'm glad we're having this live. Okay. And these are the 3 treatments. It may be all 3 of these treatments. It may be one of these treatments, or it may be 2 of these treatments. You may have to take chemo. You may have to take radiation, or you can take the trial drug program. At the time that I took these notes, okay, it may have changed now. It may have not. At the time I took the note, 14,000 women die every year. When stage 4 is when cancer has attached to the liver and outside of your stomach. 63% of women will die. 5-year survival rate. Every 35 minutes, a woman dies. And at this time, there's no early detection. Okay, before I start reading the story, let me see. My menstrual was so bad at one point, I couldn't move for 2 days. I had to get 2 blood transfusions due to it. Stage 4 is so late. Please, ladies, stay up. Stay up. Prayers. Listen to your body. I had a cyst on my right ovary for 20 years, but I have the transvaginal ultrasound each year. I had a hysterectomy last year at the end of October. Good, good. So many of us have the same issues. Yeah. Prayers up. Miss Good Life. God got it. Muted. I miss. Okay. 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 The first story that I'm going to read, and that I always also stage 4 means it goes to the lymph nodes. Correct. Correct. The first story that I'm going to read and that I always read um, is the story. The story is my wife. It's her story. Um, she passed away in 2014. Um, her name is Bertha. Okay. The name of her story, she titled her story Living the America Dream. Today is my 52nd birthday, a day I really didn't think I'd live to see. You see, I was diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer and offered no hope of surviving beyond 3 months after the initial diagnosis. That was 2 years ago. Like many liberated women of my era, I was living the American dream, free, black, successful, and very much aware of how many deaths were related to the various types of cancer. My journey began in April 2007, the day of my diagnosis. My symptoms began months prior to my 50th birthday. I undeniably had a textbook case of ovarian cancer. I was gaseous, immediately felt full after every meal, suffered loss of appetite, developed abnormal menstrual cycles, and finally developed abdominal swelling and bloating. I was treated for everything from acid reflux to parasites and was even told that I was pregnant before undergoing a simple blood test that could have saved my life. By my 50th birthday, I had gone misdiagnosed for 6 months prior to my medical examination, an examination that would have not taken place if I had not refused to leave the doctor's office until he figured out what was wrong with me. Only then was I scheduled for a colonoscopy, and the thought of cancer arose. I underwent the colonoscopy, which found several nodes that were deemed non-cancerous in nature. However, my symptoms continued and grew even worse. As luck would have it, I returned to the clinic for further treatment when a female physician, one I often saw, but who had been out on vacation and just returning, took one look at me and my bloated stomach and immediately asked when I had had a mammogram. I replied, "You know that I have a scheduled medical exam annually, so what's the deal?" With that look in her eyes, she immediately ordered blood work and scheduled a ultrasound and CAT scan for the following morning. Morning came soon enough, and I was off to the imaging facility, not knowing what to expect. The staff was courteous and all went well until I lay on a small exam table and the ultrasound began. My background is in the field of technology, so I was familiar with the images projected by the ultrasound. I could see the large mass, and it wasn't good. My heart sank. At some point, I choked down a bottle of barium and proceeded on the and proceeded on to the CAT scan. All I could visualize was the size of the mass located in my abdomen. Within 24 hours, I was referred to Baylor University Medical Center and Dr. Carolyn Matthews. By now, I was mad as hell and wondering why a correct diagnosis had not been made sooner, especially since I showed all of the known symptoms of the disease. Sadly, I had no idea just how bad it was to be. I knew that I had to tell my family and those closest to me something. What? As my partner, D Cop, and I entered the Baylor Salmons Cancer Center, the sound of the revolving doors rotated behind us seemed endless. The sight of so many cancer patients, young and old, stifled me, and the smell of chemotherapy was gagging. We made our way to the second floor, where I was to meet Dr. Matthews for the first time. My only thought was that I really hoped she had her act together. My sister Beatrice and Decop were seated in the outer reception area as I proceeded back into a small confined room, housing what seemed to be a very large table. Facing me was a plastic sculpture of the female reproductive organ that indicated the various stages of ovarian cancer. Within 10 to 15 minutes, a young nurse introduced herself to me, provided me with numerous documents to complete, and asked me if I had any questions. My answer was yes. What exactly is wrong with me? Up until this point, no one, including my physician, had said the word cancer. She looked at me as if I was crazy, and I looked back at her just as stupid as I could and asked, well, bless her heart. She looked deeply into my eyes and took my hand and said, darling, the doctor will be with you shortly. Time seemed to stand still as I sat there staring at the plastic sculpture. Finally, Dr. Matthews came in and introduced herself to me. Her voice was soft and soothing, and I immediately felt her ease. Our conversation progressed, and I again asked the question, what's wrong with me? She looked puzzled and said, test results indicate a large mass on your right ovary and quite possibly ovarian cancer. I was stunned. I didn't hear another thing she had said. At some point, I was scheduled for a biopsy. As I made my way out of the patient area and back to the waiting room, I could see D Cop listening to her iPod. I tapped her on her shoulder and simply said, let's go. She asked what the doctor had said, and my reply was that we'll talk about it when we got home. I asked her if she was hungry. I decided we'll go to our favorite restaurant for Mexican food and a multitude of Long Island iced teas. All the while, I was contemplating just how I would tell everyone what was going on, telling my family and friends. Once home, I sat and told D Cop what the deal was. Cancer. D Cop, a little shorty who's cute as a button and the type of person who internalizes everything, was now staring at me in total dismay and asked, What do you mean, cancer? My only reply to her was, yep. We sat down on the couch and just shook our heads. I've been shot at, mugged, knifed, ran over, struck by lightning, and survived an airplane crash, 2 tours in Kuwait during Operation Desert Storm, and now this. What the hell? Now it was time to tell the family. I began calling my youngest sister. Now, she is the smooth, sophisticated type and smart as a whip. I knew that I would have a lot of explaining to do when it came to her. So I just wanted to get this over with. Sure enough, she began with, what type of cancer? What are they going to do? Chemo, radiation, what? There's one good thing about having a younger sister. You know she's going to have everyone's phone number on speed dial. By the next afternoon, the posse was rolling in from Houston and San Antonio. I could barely get the door open as they burst in and began asking, what are you going to do? Is your will in order? What about the power of attorney? How about a simple hello? These people were a trip. I was still trying to wrap my mind around what was going on with me. So the commotion was a bit too much to handle. As I stood there stunned, my older sister decided that I wasn't of sound mind and they should handle everything for me. I immediately let them know that my mental state was just fine. Everyone had instantly become an authority on cancer as well as my life. This was becoming a very stressful situation in a very short time. By day 3, I had had enough of them, and they realized it. Offended and unable to understand that I had to come to terms with what was going on, they packed up and departed, all except for Beatrice, who planned to stay for the biopsy scheduled for later that week. In private, Beatrice asked me why I didn't want my family around. I had to explain to her in great detail that it wasn't that I didn't want them there, but that I needed time for all of this to soak in. Furthermore, I was and still am very independent and used to handling things my way. She looked at me and said, well, you're not alone in this. We prayed together and asked for strength and healing. Tuesday arrived right on time, and the three of us zigged off to Baylor. Beatrice drove with the Houston type of vengeance. Decop rolled shotgun, and I hung on for dear life in the back seat of the GMC. Our arrival and check-in went well. I dressed in that nasty little robe, in that nasty little gown, and awaited transport. I was so hungry. I was rolled up and down hallways only to be parked in a line with other unfortunate patients. After about 15 minutes, it was my turn. What did I expect? Here I was on a table being prepped with this guy sticking needles into my abdomen to numb the area. Well, I have to tell you, they didn't use enough of that numbing stuff because I came right off that table when they began to stroke up and down with that sample collector. My eyes were nailed to the ceiling, and I was visibly going into shock. I was ice cold with sweat pouring off my body. I recall being restrained as they drew the last sample. The doctor attempted to explain what was to happen next. However, I really didn't care. I just wanted to get the hell out of there. When when returned to my room, I found myself alone. My sister and Decop had gone out in search for food since none of us had eaten. Alone, my thoughts were of how lonely and sad this place was. Hours passed before I was informed of the results of the biopsy, which indicated malignant cells. We all just dropped our heads. At some point, a CT scan was conducted, and I was scheduled to meet with Dr. Matthews. My stomach was swollen, and I had dropped approximately 80 pounds within this past 6 months. I entered the exam room where the sound of Yanni offered a smooth serenade, and my doctor drank herbal tea. This meeting with Dr. Matthews was more informative, and we discussed a plan of action. I was in stage 4, meaning the cancer had spread to other organs. I was to immediately begin chemotherapy and no radiation. The tumor was massive with a CA 125 off the scale. I then asked about the life expectancy of an individual in stage 4. Her response was that normal ovarian cancer, if caught in the early stages, has an average lifespan of about 5 to 7 years. Since my cancer was so advanced and aggressive, the odds of 5 years were slim. And in reality, it would be best to take life day to day. I staggered out of the waiting room and discussed the conversation with Beatrice and Decop. By now, they both knew not to ask me too many questions. My thought pattern was only to grasp the information given to me at hand and keep it simple. I had absolutely no intentions of dying before that first Social Security check at the age of 65. My sister remained with me for another week before returning to Houston. Decop remains to be my guardian. Chemotherapy. I have never been able to tolerate needles, and now I was in living hell with 6 hours of chemotherapy and blood tests every week. This went on from April to June, and the chemotherapy wasn't working. We tried another drug. Now, every Monday, it was blood working chemo. This one's not working either. By now, I looked like a 5'7" naked chicken. My stomach was hyperextended and filled with fluid to the size of a pregnant woman carrying triplets, and my hips looked like 2 pieces of bologna flapping in the wind. My teeth appeared to be larger than my head. I slept most of the day and prayed the remainder. Constipation in the beginning and finally was able to experience relief only after taking every known laxative. My God, this is insane. One day, as I stood in the shower, unable to see my feet because of my swollen belly, I cried out that I wasn't going out like this. I asked God to free me from this disease, and I chose life. Family and friends continued to rally around me, being as supportive as one could imagine. Daily, I received calls and cards from my sisters and coworkers. When I was hungry, the doorbell would always ring. and there would be someone just on the other side of it bearing food. When my spirits were at its lowest, I would receive prayers in the forms of letters and emails from friends and strangers. When my yard needed attending, the young boy down the street from whom I mentored would cut it. When I looked like hell, the girls and I would do lunch, and they would always build my spirit. Lastly, as I endured hours of chemo, D-Cop was by my side, making sure all was good. It, it was now September 2007, and none of the drugs was working. The CA 125 wouldn't drop, and finally, hopes of a trial drug was offered. I was taken off chemotherapy prior to entering the drug program, so I decided a road trip was in order. Since I was deemed terminally ill, then I would go out in style. I began by having 6 liters of fluid drawn off my stomach so I could move around a little better. Purchased my dream car, a Jaguar XJ8, bought a road atlas, withdrew 5,000 from the bank, bought 2 bottles of whiskey and 2 packs of Coke, and we headed on on my way to points unknown. Of course, D-Cop wasn't going to let me drive alone. So she became my road dog. We traveled to Oklahoma and experienced their centennial celebration, gambled on the penny slots, and floated through Bricktown. Next, we traveled throughout the Texas Hill Country. We ate rattlesnakes chili and listened to very bad country music. There, we rented a small shack of a cabin for a week and enjoyed all the LBJ's country had to offer. D-Cop was a bit afraid when I said that we were going to live in a shack for a week out on the prairie. This poor girl had never experienced scenery without street lights or heard the call of the wild in the night. Yeah, penny slots. It was great. Each morning, I would make my way out to the porch with a cup of coffee and watch the wildlife begin their day. The peace was overwhelming. I would meditate and pray each day until a calm overtook me. One morning, I decided that if God allowed me to make it through this, then I would build a cabin and offer it to people afflicted with cancer or those who just needed that calm. We ended our road trip by cruising up Highway 281, returning to Dallas. Since being off treatment, I found myself stronger with an increased appetite. Man, I love bacon. I began a simple exercise program in which I would walk from corner from my corner to the end of the block. I know that doesn't sound like much, but for someone who couldn't walk from the bedroom to the front door in under 20 minutes, it was considered remarkable. How much time I got? 6:30. 10 minutes. I got 10 minutes. See what I can get. Okay. While on my walk late one evening, I was contacted by a representative from Baylor's Research Center, where the trial drug program was being performed. Okay. The young man began asking me how I had been feeling. My response was absolutely great. Then he stated, "That's good. Now, Miss B, I have to tell you that you are no longer a candidate for the trial drug program, my heart sank and the strength in my legs gave way. It was all I could do to grab hold of a mailbox to steady myself. If I keep going. Okay. He went on to say that my cancer had stabilized with no indication of new growth. My response was, okay, what's next? He said quite pleasantly that I would be hearing from my doctor soon. Okay. Within minutes, Dr. Matthews called, and I was still clenching the mailbox. She immediately asked me what I'd been doing. My response was praying. Again, she asked what exactly I had been doing. Again, I responded, praying. Let me see. Nevertheless, I was in her office shortly after the conversation. I again entered chemotherapy, and the drug had an effect on the cancer. Every Monday, I went for treatment and continued on with my week. I began to make plans no longer from day to day, but week to week. From October 2007 until September 2008, my CA 125 continuously declined. I returned to work at the amazement of family, co-workers, and doctor with a mission on my mind. Okay. That promise I had made to God was weighing on me with an indescribable sense of urgency to step into action. Okay. The ugly couch cabin. I began searching for property within a 100-mile radius of Dallas, armed only with the premonition conveyed to me by my sister. I began searching in East Texas for cabins. Within 1 week, I found and made an offer on a funky little cabin with a nasty wooden couch uh, placed on its front porch. The realtor was an ex-used car saleswoman with more than happy that was more than happy to assist me. We met at the cabin and spoke for hours. Uh, that would be her first sale. While we were in conversation, she noticed a small teal ribbon on the collar of my blouse and asked what type of cancer it represented. My reply was ovarian cancer. She then asked me if I was a survivor. I stated yes. She went on to tell me about her experience with breast cancer and spiritually how she had changed. We prayed at the entrance of the cabin that I would be successfully in purchasing it and that we would both be completely healed by God. Okay. The transaction to purchase the cabin went well until the day of the house inspection. I decided that it would be in my best interest to be on hand for the house inspection, and so did my realtor. We met at the cabin and chatted for a while when we noticed another car pulling into the drive. We both expected it to be the home inspector, but it turned out to be the homeowner. We exchanged greetings. Then I noticed the pink ribbon on her bumper. I asked if she were a survivor, and her response was yes. We all looked at one another and began to exchange stories. By the end of the afternoon, we had laughed, cried, and broken bread. I told her that the cabin was intended for rehabilitation and would be offered free to cancer patients. She then told me that she had initially purchased the cabin to have a place to die from cancer. I closed on the property in the mid August 2008, and from that date until December 2008, I have worked endlessly on refurbishing it. It wasn't until I drove by a lonely billboard located west of Canton, Texas, on Highway 20 that states, Jesus said, "It is finished," that I knew that my mission was complete. My CA 125 is on the rise once again, and I've been placed on another waiting list for a new drug program, a new trial drug program. I've made the decision to retire from my job I love so much and have decided to make the most of my remaining time. I have come to realize several things. God has a sense of humor. You will get out of life what you put into it. We all have a mission in life. Our lives are to be enjoyed and never stop believing in miracles. So if you are ever traveling down highways, if you ever if you ever traveling down Highway 20 and are in need of a quiet place to rest, just look for the ugly cabin. It's the one with the big silver gates. B. Um, is she ready? It, is she ready? Is she ready? If not, I I have another short one. I can find another short one. Let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. Right. Okay, I got you, Nicole. Okay. The name of this one is On a Bumpy Road with Ovarian Cancer, with Jesus driving and me, uh, Dodie Stovall, riding shotgun. Okay, Rochelle. Okay, this one is says this journey of mine began in January 1990. Oh yeah, let me know. Are you ready, Nicole? I know up there she said read. Let me set it up. Just, let me know what she want to do. But thank you, Tracy. Thank you, Yolanda. Yeah, you bet. What's that? Yeah, yeah, she was. Yeah, she did. Shelley, what she say? What she need? About 10 minutes. Cause she say 5:40, but what she did? My time. I got my timing is different. It's 7:30. my time is 7:30. So if she need like Nicole, you go. She said in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Okay, maybe. Okay, 10 minutes. Maybe we can talk. Um, let me look at some of y'all. No, no problem, no problem. Yeah, she wrote a lot. Um, yeah, she wrote a lot. Um, I guess I can tell y'all the story. She wrote a lot. She did a whole lot. Her okay. Yeah, she wrote a lot in her obituary. Um, I had never seen obituary that was. I mean, it was full because I mean she did so much. It was I don't think there was nothing that this girl had not done. She played. I think she played like 10 instruments. She played, I don't know how many different bands she played in. Um, she was in two branches of the military. She was in the Army. She was in the Air Force. She did 20 years in Air Force and two in the um, Army. Oh, let's see. She's did so much. Oh, you wrote your own. Yeah, she did so much. I mean, it was full from the top to the bottom. People read her obituary, and it's like people that really knew her was looking at it, was like, my God, she did all of this. Um, I didn't know that she could build. That she could build. She built so much. I mean, with the cabin, she built a deck on the front. She rebuilt the deck on the front. She built the complete deck on the side. We had the the fence around the cabin was 8 feet tall. You actually could go out there butt naked and nobody could see you. But the neighbors were so far apart, they would no one would see you anyway. Um, and we call it the ugly couch cabin because when we bought it, there was an ugly couch on the front porch. It was like a checkerboard, green and white. And when I seen the couch, I came up with the name Ugly Couch Cabin. It was green and white, and it just hit me, Ugly Couch Cabin. But this girl, she have every kind of equipment. I mean, what you call it, tool. And I seen all those tools, and I said, "Why you have all these tools?" And she said, "Cause I use them." I said, "You use all these tools?" She said, "Oh, you didn't know that I could build stuff?" I said, "You're right." And man, she can build anything. She built a behind. We had like 2 point some acres of land where the cabin was, and we actually let people that had not only cancer but had other terminal illness um, stay in the cabin for free. They didn't have to pay like for weekends. But yeah, she could build stuff. We had one, two, three other buildings on the land. where the cabin was. But I hated selling it, but after she passed away, it was just too far for me to drive to keep it up. Um, driving back and forth way to Canton to check on it and do the upkeep and all that. So I ended up, I hated it, but I ended up selling it, selling all of the land, the buildings. But I ended up selling it. But yeah, she was she could build anything. Yeah. So yeah, she was something else. Yep. But she was a fighter. So that's why for the women that do have ovarian cancer, that's why I say, um, fight a good fight. That's all I can say. And for the women that I have spoken to, um, that I do, have said that they have ovarian cancer, and I've told, just fight a good fight. Um, B fought a good fight. She was diagnosed in 2007. She passed away in 2014. She fought a good fight. They said she wouldn't last. That's six months, 6 to 9 months, and she lived. She's ready. Just think we've been on since one. Yeah, great idea. Yeah, she she lived 7 years, and she fought a good fight. Yeah, y'all let me know when Nicole is get ready. Let me read some of these. I get I try to tell this story. I've never, yeah, y'all only God knows when He says, "Well done," and you fought long enough. Um, and that's the only thing I didn't want, is for her to suffer. And I can truly say that she didn't really truly suffer like a lot of people. Oh, it didn't work. It Okay. And she truly didn't suffer. She had some pain when she took her chemo. She didn't feel good. She was exhausted. And she would go to sleep. But to truly, uh, the hurt, she didn't have that. Thank you, Mo. Thank you. Uh, yeah. So, but she didn't really suffer. But I always like to tell the story of them. Oh, to drop a link. I don't. Let me see. Do I know how to drop a link? I don't know if I know how to drop a link. Let's see how I do that. Uh, um, B Town. Do you know how to drop Nicole's link? I'm a little drop. Yeah, drop. Can you drop Nicole's link? Oh, there it is. You say hers is Nicole is hopefully tomorrow. Oh, okay. Oh, you got her link. Okay. But chemo radiation made me a lump of cold. Oh, really? Yeah, it just made her sleepy. That was it. And she would come home and just go to sleep. And she would sleep like sleep rest of the day, and that would be just about your stream. Oh, mine. You know, and I do want to. I do want to tell y'all this story, short story for before uh, Shelley come up here. I went to. I never believed in psychics or what do they call psych. Hey, get out of here! Get, get out of here! Close my door. Sorry about that. This story. I never believed in psychics. Whatever. What else are they called? Psychics and whatever they call mediums and all that. My sister had told me she had went to Dallas. Have this great big, huge once a month. They have this great warehouse building where like 200, 250 of those psychics and mediums come in. You pay like $25 to go in, and they tell you walk around for a while and get the feeling, and then you find you want to go to. Well, I didn't have no feeling, so I just followed wherever my sister went to. Okay, so when my sister left, I walked up to the same one she went to. Before I sat down or even got close to the guy, he said to me, and okay, it was wintertime. I had on jeans, I had a sweatshirt, and I had a hoodie on. So this man could not see. I was covered. When I walked up, the guy said, who are we talking about? And I said, my wife. And he said, okay. He said, she wanted me she wanted me to tell you that she appreciate the tattoo that you got in remembrance of her. And I almost passed out because I got a tattoo on the back of my arm, back here. It's the emblem, the Air Force emblem with her initials on it. I almost passed out. How could he know that I had gotten that tattoo on the back of my arm? And I had to believe in psychics. He would not. I didn't know this man. I never seen this man. I know. How was he gonna know? How did he know I had gotten this tattoo? Yes, he wouldn't have known. I was covered, fully covered, and I do. I didn't then. I told my father, and he was like, "Those people are devils." I said, "If he's if devil," I said, "How would he know I got this tattoo on the back of my arm? It was wintertime. I was fully covered. He couldn't tell me since they were the." And when I sat down and I was lightheaded. I was about to pass out because I could not believe. I didn't know how he would know. And he told me, he said, she won't. Somebody sent you money. She wanted me to tell you that she's been trying to tell you that she's still with you. But she said you just not paying attention. She said she's been flickering the lights. She's been doing different stuff, but she said you're not paying attention. And I was like, and he and then I was like, I didn't know what to do. And I was like, okay, well, I will now. And and after that, I mean, after I left that man's table, I was just like in a trance. And what got me was the tattoo. Because he would not have known that. And then he also told me, he said, she wanted me to tell you that she do she knew. She told me to tell you she did know that you was there at the end with her. And because at the end, I bet you didn't sleep looking for looking for. Yes, because I was seeing it was it was like shadows that was in the hallways, and it scared me, and I would go looking for it. I mean, I didn't see anything. I mean, then I would say, okay, B, I see you. Because after he was telling me that she trying to tell me that she's still here. She wanted me to tell you, yeah, yeah. But the tattoo thing, it just got me. There was no way. And then when he said, she told me to tell you that she knew you was there at the end, because at the end, and some of y'all heard the story where her spirit left her, is when she was in. We put her in the shower, and she was perfectly fine. She was talking, walking, eating, all that, and something happened where she did like this, and her eyes rolled back, and I thought she was dying, um, right then and there, but it wasn't. Her spirit was leaving her, and her spirit left her. And at that moment, she never walked, talked, ate, drank anything, walked nothing. And once we got her back to the bed, that was the end. Her spirit had left her. And then days later, about 4 days later, is when she um, she died. Yeah. So she, that's why she told me she knew that I was there, even though she couldn't talk, none of that. Yeah. Look back, look back at the early text. This has happened to me. There no explanation other than she never left. Oh yeah. Sleep for looking. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Shelley. I wanted to tell people that.
Okay. That was a great story, very powerful. And I didn't want to interrupt you while you were talking.
Okay.
Nicole wasn't able to get her premiere running. So what I would like for us to do is to support the replay gang, gang, gang,
Mm-hmm.
and go to Nicole's channel with that video that she just dropped.
Okay.
Watch the full replay. If you got more than one device, watch it on more than one device. Leave some green hearts, something in green in the comment section to let her know that you've been there. And then I will be doing an update on my community wall with all the names and all of the links of the content creators. And then be on the look on the wall this week for the next live that I will be doing for the green sector. Unfortunately, I'm not going to come live tonight. I am drained. But so far, this has been great because we are 10 minutes away from where we have actually done 9 hours of just real content, no beefing, no drama, all very informative, good information, supportive. We have been on these lives non-stop, no break. Okay. So that's what I wanted to say. If Miss B Town could just drop Nicole's link as she has been doing, and I appreciate her for doing that. And then we can just support Nicole on the replay. Gang, gang, gang. And if you want to just close out in 9 minutes, and then that'll make it exactly, well, it'll be 9 o'clock on my time. And then that'll be 9 hours that we did straight all the way together of content today. And then we'll go support Nicole on her replay. And then that's going to be it. Also, make sure that you subscribe to Mo's Kitchen and Home, and also BB Nice, because they are also a part of the green sector, and they will be doing lives soon. So those the only two ladies who were not a part of it today, but they are part of the green sector. So I want to make sure that people still show them some support.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you for having me. I'm gonna drop down and I'll be waiting until you end, and I'll be going over to Nicole's place.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
All righty. Let's see. I'm gonna go back here and look at the comments. I missed the comments. Let's see. Okay. Well, I'm looking at these comments. I normally read some of my stories. So if any of y'all want to catch some of the other stories, I will be reading some of the other stories. And I usually read about, I think I usually read about 2 or 3 of the stories when I do them, myself. So if you want to catch some of those stories, some of the other ladies' stories, drop in and listen to some of the other ladies' stories. Let me see. I'm gonna look at some of y'all's comments, read some of y'all's comments. I appreciate y'all coming and listen to these stories. Was kind of long. My intentions was to read two. I usually, like I said, I usually read 2 or 3 of stories, but hers is kind of long. Let's see. Y'all forgive me. I'm kind of old. Let's see. Slappy. I hate trying to catch up with these comments when I'm behind. They tell y'all I'm older than y'all. Yeah, I was catching up on Mo's videos. I was letting them play. I got to do BB Nice, do hers. Let's see. Rochelle, nice to see you. It had been a while since I seen Rochelle. Can one be a part of the green sector if they can only go live randomly? I can support everyone, just can't set a schedule. Or just guys, did anybody answer your question? I don't know if anybody answered this question because I'm glad that I decided not to leave. I know that you are undecided before. Let's see. See. Loading. Oh, Miss Good Life has said her mother was on hospital. Try to get all the recommendations. Check back at your channel. Did anybody have any questions? Some years ago, I had a irregular pap smear. I was scared, but I had multi. Oh, okay. Cases. Okay. Let me try to get. Let's see. Question after the flu. Um, I've seen somebody after the fluid was drawn from. Oh, okay. Let me see. Teresa said, question, after the fluid was drawn from her body, how long was B in the hospital? Teresa, um, I think she, Teresa, I think she was in the hospital a day or so. She wasn't in there long. She was in there a day or so. That was it. How long was you in there? But didn't you say you took the fluid off of your stomach at home, didn't you? He called words the kids. Tell, tell my grandkids, girl, you know they in that room. You heard them making all that damn noise. Support group ovarian cancer. Oh yeah, I forgot. Miss B Town. Yeah, put that in there. I forgot about the support group. Yeah, there's a ovarian support group that we started. It's Friday at 11:15 on Miss B Town uh, channel. I have a big question. What helped you get over the love of your life? Um, Mainly, I had to pray really hard because I didn't think that I could do it. I didn't think that I would be able. I did. I prayed to God because I didn't think that I really thought that I probably would lose it. And I prayed and I said, God, you're gonna have to help me with this because I don't think I could do this. I didn't think that I could um, handle her passing away in at home. And I prayed and I prayed and asked God to give me strength because I knew that she was going to pass away at home. And this older lady had told me about the death rattle. And I guess God had God gave me that strength that I prayed for because something just gave me that calmness that I went when I heard that death rattle. I was so peaceful, so calm that I went in the room and it was a couple of days, you know, and I was peace. I was at peace. I was at peace. I was so calm. I wasn't scared or nothing. I thought that I was going to run out the house and leave, you know, before I had prayed and asked for that peace. Um, but I didn't. And I slept in the house, and I knew she had told me about the death threat. I heard it. And then I went in the room where she was, and I said, okay, that's the death rattle. And so I just kept praying. I was like, Lord, she's getting ready to go. And so I went in, and I got in the bed with her, and I held her, and I didn't call anybody. I was just calm. And so I held her, and I just held her. And then I got my Bible and I read Psalms 91 to her. And then I got out the bed, and then I got back in the bed, and I said, you don't have to try to stay here with me, because I know that's what you're doing. I said, just let go and go ahead and go with God. And I say, and then I say, are you you leaving me? And a tear rolled down her eyes. And then I held her. I got in the bed and I held her. And then she just left. And I just held her. And then I was so calm. I was so calm, to the point, most people would call somebody. I didn't. I went I went in I went in my kitchen and started cleaning. I started washing dishes. Um, and then the nurse that normally, yeah, and this older lady had told me, she said, you have to tell them to go, to let go, because they will hold on. They will, because they holding on for you. She said, and you have to tell them to go. Don't hang on for you. I'm okay. I'll be okay. And I knew she would hang on for me, because she was telling my father, my sisters, all of them. She didn't want to go because of me, because she always wanted to take care of me. She felt she had to stay here for me. Um, and I know she was saying, as soon as I said, let go and go ahead and go with God. And soon as I said that tear rolled down her eyes. I said, go. And she let go. And I went in the kitchen, and her nurse came, the one that came and cleaned her and stuff. The one that come and clean her and change her bed and her diaper and stuff. The woman came in there, when she rang the doorbell. She was like, hey. And I was like, hey. And something in me would not tell the woman that she was gone. Hey, Naughty. Something in me, I was just so calm. I don't know. I didn't want to tell her. I didn't want nobody to know. I wasn't ready for them to take her out from me. And so she went in there, and she was like, hey, miss. And she was in there for a while, and she was talking to her. And then she finally realized, and she came tipping out, and she said, I think she's gone. And I said, yeah, I know. And she like kind of looked at me like, okay. She said, well, I'm gonna have to call the nurse, and the nurse to come. And I said, okay. and it took like an hour, and I was still in there cleaning the kitchen and washing dishes and stuff like that. And when the nurse came, and I was still in there cleaning, and they came, and even when the coroner came, um, they was like, "Are you ready for me to, call the coroner?" And the nurse, I said, "No, not yet. I'm not ready for you to take her yet." And they said, "Okay, well, let us know." And I just wasn't ready for them to take her body out, and so I just no, for some reason. And yeah, so I think I waited like a hour before I let them call the coroner. And and I never cried. And I think that was there because I prayed to God for that strength. On, on this he was 75. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, yeah, sorry to hear that. Yeah, so yeah, it was a yeah. I guess I just I prayed for that strength, and he gave it to me. he, he gave it to me. Really. I always say, I hope we go together. I know I can't do it without him. Yeah, you think you can, but you'll be able to do it. It'll be hard. You won't want to do it without him, but you'll be able to do it. You just got to pray for that. You just have to, because we were together 13 years. Yeah, 13 years. You'll just have to pray to God and ask for that strength and say, Lord, you had to give me that strength, because I swore, I said they're gonna have to put me in the nut house, because I don't think I can do this. I knew I couldn't do it. I said, Lord, they're gonna have to give me a shot. They're gonna have to put me in the nut house, because I am not gonna be able to do this. I say, so you're gonna have to give me some of that strength, some of that strength that that is above and beyond, because I can't do it. No. Uh, yeah. I cried at well, she had the military funeral. So it was they did the wake, and then how they have the how, um, how they do the funeral. It's like 2 weeks later is when they did the funeral, because they had so many burials. So yeah, so they had the I guess you would call it a wake. Yeah, where you go in and view the body. But as soon as I walked in there, it hit me. My legs just froze. I couldn't go any further. Yeah, yeah. And then when the 2 weeks later, when they had the funeral, when they did taps, that taps did just broke me down. Yeah, yep, yep. 13 years. But I just told myself, I rather than to have her suffer. Yeah, yeah. No, no. I wouldn't want to suffer with that cancer. Mm-mm. Yeah, yeah. She was something else. Ooh, yeah, that was a long walk, Nadia. Ooh, that walk. I, from coming in from that door, I was trying to walk there up there. I couldn't. My knees just a locked. I said I can't do it. Ooh, yes. Boy, when they do the taps. Let's see if I can show you a picture of it. Let's see if I can see it. That's that's her, that's her, her crazy self. Oh, see her frame, her plane, her helmet. Yeah, she's a mess. at our at our ceremony, she was doing her arms like that because um, she had said when we after we did our vows, she was gonna sing, and she can't sing, but she told me she was gonna sing, and and she was like she started singing, and on one of my other pictures, I turned around and said, you better be quiet." She can't sing a lick, but she always trying. Yes, she was a character. She left me with a whole lot of stories. I tell you. Okay, so, okay, all right. So, you dropped the link for. Yep, I had my daughter on my birthday and lost my grandmother on my birthday. Oh my goodness, God will. I can't complain. Yes, I have beautiful memories. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I have some good memories. She's something else. She was something else. But yeah, you just have to pray to God for their strength. I know Nadia know what it is. All right, Teresa, you gotta get some rest. Oh, you got chemo tomorrow. Okay. Well, yeah, you get your rest, and I just will I just will see you whenever you get your strength. Have a good night. Sure. She's no she no she's not shorter. She's she's five. She was 5'7", 5'7" or 5'8". Yeah, yes. She's up there. I'm down. I'm just 5 feet. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, yeah, she was a lot of fun. Yeah, I just couldn't believe she, of all people, she had to go. I was always why he couldn't take somebody else. Of all people he had to take. They always had to be the good ones. But yeah, not the good ones. She was a good one. Yeah, get get it right. Have a blast. Yeah, that's right. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yeah, Teresa. Yeah, yeah. Pray with Teresa. It, Big Town. Who? It was somebody else that was taking chemo. Was it somebody else that was taking chemo? Let you all up. Where are my damn gifts? Oh, Krista King. That's who it is. Okay, okay. Krista King. Krista King. What about that Yvonne? Y- Yvonne somebody. Decop I saw where he said she was served. Who was served? I have taken it for my RA, not cancer. Oh, oh, really? Oh, Yvonne, there you are. Oh, I just have it. Oh, okay. You have your MRI follow up. Okay. Um, and you have that on the 5th, don't you, Yvonne? B Town, when is the ovarian cancer support group thing meeting? I don't forgot just that quick. Okay, so we got Teresa. Yvonne have her MRI thing. Nicole is live now. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Friday. Remind me, B Town, because my mine is bad, and I'll probably be in bed at 11 o'clock. Okay, B Town, can you drop Nicole's link again since she live? Yeah, we bar hopping. Nicole is the last one. Okay, we're going over to Nicole's. Yeah, we started at what 1 o'clock today. This is Nicole is the last one. Okay, okay, everybody, grab Nicole. Yeah, green sector bar hop. Yeah, Love Blake is bad. Oh, okay. I didn't know chemo. They give chemo for RA. Oh, okay. Oh, you didn't get it, lovely. You missed it. Okay, grab your purse and your heels and let's go. Okay, everybody. What's the name? Nicole. Nicole is live now. Thank y'all for coming. I appreciate it. No problem. I appreciate y'all coming. Yeah, hit that like button on your way out if you didn't hit it on your way in. Thank y'all. If you if y'all ever want to hear any more of the stories, just come by. Happy New Year's. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, B Town. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you, Love Blake, Victoria, Vibrant, Yolanda. Oh, y'all, Shelly. I see y'all over there.